Good evening and welcome everyone to Shopping Town Hotel, Doncaster for the Essendon night. Let's hear it. Oh yeah, get excited. I love it. You can feel it in the air. It's friggin' cold outside, but it's nice and warm in here. Thanks for coming along to, as I said, Shopping Town Hotel in Doncaster here for the Essendon night. It is That's Good for Footy panel show. That's Good for Footy panel show. Footy Funatics night. So, as I said, welcome. We want you to have a good time. Get involved. The whole show is about getting involved, so we want to make sure that you have a good time tonight and participate in everything that we've got for you. These shows are the only live and interactive footy panel show going around in Australia, all right? Not to be confused with anything else. Here you win lots of prizes, here you get photos, here you get autographs. Not run by a journo and it's not run by an ex-football player. It's just, that's good for footy. All right, so without any further ado, we're going to get the boys up here and we'll kick the show off so you guys can have a good time, win prizes and have a lot of laughs. So when I do introduce them, I want you to put your hands together for them. Our first panellist was born on the 21st of February 1990. He debuted in 2009. He's played 137 games and kicked 101 goals. He wears the number 11 on his back. Guess who it is? It's David Zaragas.
See the bombers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always fighting for glory and fame. See the
All right, that's good. Thank you. That's all very nice and cordial of you. Thank you for welcoming David to the stage. And David, while I say it, welcome to the stage.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. All right. No, we've got more to come. Our second panellist was born on the 4th of March in 1994. He was recruited from the Calder Cannons, which is pretty good because my nephew actually played with the Calder Cannons too. He debuted in 2013. He's played 59 games and kicked a total of 80 goals. He was the club's leading goal kicker in 2014. He wears the number 6 on his back, and you know who this is. Joe Danaher.
See the bombers fly up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the bombers fly up.
All right, we got heaps of that. You'll get to hear that a little bit more as the show goes on. We don't want to muck around too much here. We want to get straight into it. I had to stand up when Joe came in because most people always say, I don't realise how tall the players are until I see him standing next to you, and he's friggin' tall. I mean, seriously. Boys, thanks both of you for coming along tonight. It's Essendon night, and we're really rapt that you're here. And we know that things aren't as glorious as you'd like them to be on field, but in saying all of that, whilst you're here, we're going to make the most of it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's great to have fun on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, hump day. Yeah, we like that. Says some of the girls in the room. Anyway, we're going to get on with it. This is called What's Going On.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. I'll tell you what's
Excellent, thank you very much. Boys, this is just where I'm going to ask you a few things going on in football, okay? For the crowd and the people that are watching at home, just to get an idea of what your thoughts are on these particular things. The rules change a lot at the moment, all right? We're talking about the deliberate out-of-bounds rule. We're talking about the deliberate rush behind rule. We're talking about the head-high tackle. There's always something that's going on in football at the moment. I understand that we need to sort of move and evolve with the game, but in saying that, a lot of these rules are up for interpretation as well. Would you agree that that's the case?
Yeah, definitely. I guess I could say that I'm a bit of a traditionalist with the game. I love it. I love the game the way it is, and I'm not a massive rapid change, but I do understand the need to keep evolving. But sometimes the rules that come into play, they eventually work themselves out over time, and I think it's important that the AFL sometimes let them go on for a bit longer before they change them.
Yeah, good answer. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I think as you said, with the AFL, it's a lot of its interpretation. There's a lot of grey area, and it's not really black and white. Like the holding the ball rule is the umpire's interpretation of what he thinks the play has evolved, whether the guy had prior opportunity or whether he disposed the ball correctly. And same with a high tackle nowadays, with the guys shrugging their shoulders or ducking. It's all interpretation of what the umpire actually thinks. So it makes the job for the umpires actually a lot harder than what it used to be, or it's always been hard for them because there's a lot of interpretation. So as a player, you can just try and do your best out there by the way the umpire's going to umpire the game, because there's not actually that black. Like even now, the deliberate out of bounds or the keeping the ball in play rather than deliberate out of bounds, it's changed that the umpire's now interpreting that he thinks the player didn't keep the ball in rather than actually deliberately getting out of bounds.
It's always, I like how you were putting it, Joe, in relation to saying, look, I'm a traditionalist. It seems that the umpires have now got a lot more control over the game. That's not always a good thing, but it is up for interpretation, and I think the point being that you've both made is that needs to settle in so as the players can adjust as much as the fans can then adjust to what's going on. You'd agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we really want is the fans, the players, the umpires to be on the same page as much as possible. And
Yeah,
I
good luck
think
with that.
it can be tough at times, but I think letting the rules go out through a season and then adjusting them after the year, I think is probably the best way to go about it, as opposed to the changing the interpretation during the year.
Yeah, okay, good point. Rotations off the bench. It's a curious one for me. I know most of the players were basically suggesting, let's just get the cap down. We want to cap it. But at the same time, there seems to be more injuries. Do you think any of that's due to the less rotations and the players are out there and the game's just running, it's running rampant at the moment? It's really fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's noticeable that even since 2009 when I started, it's a lot more of an open game, and it's harder to play now because you've got less rotations. The blokes are getting quicker, stronger, fitter every year that you're in the system, just through pure research from the physios, the trainers you have now, the running staff, fitness staff. So it's getting harder to play every year, but then they want us to stay, which is natural, they want us to stay on the ground longer and get the game more open. And obviously for the fans, there's less stoppages in the play. It's a lot more open, less high-impact injuries through that. But then the other side of that is the fatigue
That's what it is.
that the players are getting, and the hamstring injuries this year, and the calf injuries are going up through the roof. So it's going to be interesting at the end of the year, the stats come out, and if there is a massive increase, then interesting, because we know from speaking with the AFL and the AFLPA that they want to go to 60 rotations, I think, in future. And they also want to probably potentially have the last touch rule of out of bounds maybe coming in, because I think the Sandful are doing it this year in South Australia, the last touch rule, and I think that's what they want in the AFL. So they almost want to turn it to like basketball where it's just up and back, and
Seriously, you're going to have a pretty massive tank to be able to cope with that. It does, from my point of view, suggestively, I'm glad that you're saying it, because that's why we've got you tonight, is we want to find out that player's point of view. Are there more injuries because of the pace of the game, or is it because of the rotations, or is it just a contributing factor that it's both?
Yeah, look, I think it's definitely a little bit of both. It's something that we don't want to see. We don't want to see good players missing games with injuries. So I think it's important that the rules that come in, whether it be the cap, have a lot of research behind them before we bring in, because we can't afford to see superstars missing big chunks of the 22-game season, because obviously football is, you want to see the best players on the paddock, so we need to make sure that we get that right as a competition.
Beautiful. Yeah, well done. Now, this is another one. Extreme weather conditions. We had it last weekend. It was phenomenal. I mean, if you wanted to have a look at Metricon Stadium, they showed, obviously, the game before that, where it was just coming down in sheets. But you've got rain, and then you go down to Tassie, and people are sitting there just, brass monkey stuff, where we're talking about 5 degrees. The circumstance, what would you boys prefer to play in? Which conditions? Sleet and rain or freezing cold?
I think they're just as bad as each other,
They
aren't they?
are, yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean, as a kid, you always loved when it rained, you got to play in the mud, really, in the old cricket pitches down at local footy ovals and that kind of thing. But at the AFL, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd probably prefer to play in the cold than the rain and wind. I hate wind, playing footy in the cold wind. But just the normal cold still night down in Tassie, I don't think would have been too bad compared to that hail and rain they got up in Gold Coast.
Not bad for a player. No good for a spectator. Joe, what are your thoughts on it? Well,
I prefer. Yeah, I'm lucky that our home grabs that he had, we just whack the roof on when it gets a bit raining. So look, I'm pretty happy that we're at Etihad. Not a fan of the cold and rain. So
if you had a choice between rain or playing in those conditions, what would you choose?
Probably the cold. The rain's shocking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to not get too personal, but wanted to just get a brief snapshot on you boys, and just talk about your upbringing, your family, your friends, what sort of influences they had, your junior career. Have you always enjoyed footy? When did that come about? That sort of thing. Please.
Yeah, I grew up in Eltham, not too far from here, obviously, and played footy and basketball as a junior kid down there in Eltham, and Dad coached me in under 11s and 12s footy, and fortunate enough to win a premiership in under 11s, and then also in under 17s at Eltham
nice
Footy
entry.
Club.
Yeah.
So that was all right, and then played basketball for quite a few years. Ended up choosing footy, obviously. But then, I guess obviously big influence obviously would have been my old man coaching me in footy, got me into footy as a youngster, and then went to Marcelin College down the road, and obviously my whole high school life there, and played at Northern Knights. So that's a little sort of snapshot about footy.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And just in relation to friends and influences within your group, people that you went to school with and mates?
I went to school with Luke Shuey, who plays at West Coast, one of my best mates growing up, and he was obviously, we sort of bounced off each other through high school, playing footy together and representing Victoria together and that kind of thing. So he was one of my best mates growing up that you bounce off and, you talk about your life, and obviously now he's the other side of the country, so I only catch up with him every now and then, but he was definitely a big sort of influence on me.
Yeah, cool. I always like that because you wonder what you boys talk about at the end of the game. You see you walk over and it's just like, oh, g'day, mate, how you going? Oh, yeah, I've got a story for you. It's always, I like that byplay and that interaction, but I think just to find out a little bit about that also will give people an understanding. So if they see you walking up to Luke Shuey, you're not actually going to be talking to him about anything, but you've got a history there.
Yeah, I think through footy these days, when you represent your state in under 18 footy or under 16 footy, you have so many friends that you play with that are now at other clubs, and I think it's when people see you after a game and you might have lost the game, but it's your opportunity to go up and talk to the bloke you haven't seen for 12 months. And I think when you have a smile, you laugh around with them. You're not disappointed that you haven't lost. You actually, it's your first time you catch up with them in 12 months.
Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, yes, that's all you say. I'm good to see you, and you've been going well, and great to catch up, kind of thing. So that's what that sort of is after a game. If you have a chat with a mate that you've played footy with 10 years ago that you haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, beauty. And Joe, what are yours?
Yeah, my story's not too dissimilar to Dave's. Obviously, football came from my family and grew up, around
heritage,
dad and uncles. So grew up in Essendon, always an Essendon person. And then my older brother was lucky enough to play a few games for the club too, and that sort of really sparked my interest to want to play at the highest level, and was lucky enough to do that. Went to high school in Essendon, St Bernard's, and played local footy in Aberfeldy. So I always grew up around the area and didn't have to move too far away, which was really good. And like Dave touched on, the friends that you meet along the journey are what makes playing footy so special. And a friend of mine that I played right through from under 8s with is now at Richmond. His name's Lee McBean, and he's my housemate at the moment too. So it's funny, what paths you go on, and the journey that you go on. So it's fantastic that the people you get to meet.
Yeah, footy's great for that. I mean, it's a brilliant thing. Oh, well, there you go. That's the boys. They're just talking about themselves, and that's what's going on. Thanks, everyone.
That's good for footy. That's good for footy.
We're going to move into the tips now. We're going to talk about the tips for round 12 without too much further ado. Let's go, Sam.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, yeah. Rumble. Round 12, we're going to kick it off. We've got a Friday night game. You're all aware of that, but we're going to come back to that because we want to go into that into a little bit more in-depth and greater detail. But on June the 11th, Saturday, it's Port versus the Bulldogs over at Adelaide Oval. So let's hear the Port song.
We've got the power to win, power to roll. Come on, Port Adelaide aggression.
Oh, yeah, you're all jumping out of your skin with that one. They're up against the Bulldogs. Let's hear that, Sam.
Sons of the West.
All right, thank you very much. Port versus Bulldogs. I don't know. If it had been a week and 2 weeks, I don't know, footy's a funny game. But in saying where Port and Bulldogs sit 2 weeks ago, it might have been a bit of an iffish game, and you probably would have gone Bulldogs. Bulldogs, they're on the incline. Port have won the last couple as well. So, and it's over at Adelaide Oval. So the game's probably got a little bit more intrigue than we might think.
Yeah, Port Adelaide are very up and down this year. You don't sort of know whether to tip them on it each week. And they've been an interesting team. They've got so much talent, but they're sort of inconsistent for whatever reason. And the Doggies have obviously had a great year. Also probably buoyed this week by the announcement of Bob Murphy playing on next year, which is
Put
great
your hands
for the
together for that
AFL.
one, everyone. That's great. Really good news.
Yeah, great for him that he decided to continue another year. And I think the Doggies will get up for me.
Beautiful. Joe?
Yeah, I think an upset here. I think the Power get a lot of confidence out of last week.
Right.
I think Adelaide Oval it's a bit of a fortress over there, David, and I think I'll surprise them this week.
Yeah, well, look, we've had a few boys on the show, and each one, when we talk about Adelaide Oval, has either called it the 19th man, because when the crowd gets behind you, they are deafening. Sometimes I've heard some of the players say, well, you can't even hear the siren. It's that loud. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that one goes out. Going from one end of the scale to the other, we're heading up to the Gabba, Brisbane versus Freo. Let's hear the Brisbane song.
We are the pride of Brisbane town, we wear the roll.
Oh, yeah, that'll do. Okay, and let's go straight to Freo. Oh, yeah. That's it. We've got people dancing in the room. Brisbane and Freo Gabba, 4:35. I think the most exciting thing about that is it's not in Melbourne.
Yeah, true.
But your thoughts, boys, please.
Yeah, I think we probably played Freo into form last week.
Yeah.
Oh
no. Oh dear.
Yeah, we made them look like a top 4 side last week. But I think they're both obviously not having great seasons personally as teams, but I think Freo will probably get some confidence from beating us last week and travel over to Brisbane and get the win.
Yeah. Okay. And
I think Freo's a couple of their stars are starting to get a bit of touch back. Mundy, Walters, these sort of guys are in good form, so I think they'll be too good for Brisbane.
I wanted to just bring up a point. I thought it was really wonderful how the crowd got up and applauded, even in some instances did the standing ovation. Oh, God, I've just forgotten his name. Crowley, yeah. I hated him so much I've forgotten his name. But now that he's at Essendon, he's not so bad. But I thought it was just wonderful that all the spectators got behind, the crowd and gave him a rousing rendition.
Yeah, it was. And I think it meant a lot for Ryan after the game.
Yeah, did he talk about it with...
Yeah, he did. He just said it meant so much. And to have his family in the crowd was fantastic. He gave his all for that footy club and he's a terrific club person. So... for the supporters to acknowledge that was a really good moment for Ryan.
Yeah, brilliant. And what were they like to play Fremantle? I mean, it was their first win. I say that very, skating on thin ice here. But in relation to what did they play like?
Well, as Joey said, their stars are sort of starting to get a bit of touch now and come back into some form. And Mundy's obviously been up and down with games this year, and I think their midfield clicked on the weekend. Lachie Neale had another great game. He's having a great
Pav
season.
was back.
And, Pav, looked better on the weekend than what he has sort of most of this year. So, they might sort of just be getting into a bit more touch. But early in the year they tried, Ross Lyon said they tried a few things early on in the year that obviously didn't work for them as a side. And I think they're sort of going back to back to what they've done in the last couple of years, their game plan style. And I think that come to the floor on the weekend, and that might sort of show in the next couple of games. But it was definitely different to how they were playing early in the year.
Yeah. I've given that way much more time than I wanted, so I appreciate you giving me that
right.
extended expression. We're going to head over to Etihad, 7:25. It's Geelong versus North. Let's hear Geelong.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball.
And that'll do. Thank you, Sam. And then they're playing North Melbourne. Let's hear that one. I can see heads bobbing.
And sing it one
Thank you, Sam.
and all.
North Melbourne's got a bit of that going on. I reckon that's enough. Yeah. That's way too long. We'll be here till next week if we hear all of that. Geelong versus North Melbourne. I think this should be a cracker.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's probably the game of the round, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. The Cats.
Besides ours on Friday night.
Besides Friday night, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Both teams in really good touch. I think the Kangas will be too good. They're playing a great brand of footy and a good team to watch, especially on Etihad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an interesting one. If it was played down at Geelong, obviously I'd tip them, but. I don't know, I guess the two midfields in the competition of these sides are high calibre quality mids, and Dangerfield and Selwood obviously, and you've got Swallow, Cunnington and Wells and that kind of thing. And it's an interesting one. I'll tip North just to go with Joe, but I actually wouldn't have a clue this one.
Yeah, well, Tommy Hawkins out, obviously, and then
he's a big
Goldstein
out.
back in.
Yeah.
So you look at one major loss and one major in. Interesting. Etihad. I'll go North. Domain Stadium, we're going to head over to Western Australia. It's West Coast versus Adelaide. Let's hear West Coast song.
Where he goes.
Yep, thank you very much. And Adelaide?
We're the pride of South Australia.
And that'll do. All right. West Coast, Adelaide. You're two good teams. I mean, two really good teams. They've got former is one thing that they've both got stacked in their favour. So it's at Domain. West Coast play exceptionally well there. They haven't been doing too well on the road. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, going to be a ripping game. I think it'll be won and lost with the big key forwards. Both teams obviously got a few guys who can kick a bag of goals. So I think whoever gets on top there will probably have the last laugh. But I think the Crows just their form's been too good. Even over there, I think they're a big chance to win.
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
It's another great game. Obviously, West Coast play so well at home, and then on the road they haven't done quite as well in the last sort of 12, 24 months. So it'll be quite interesting. They're back home now this week. I think, as Joe said, it's definitely a competition between the two forwards of either team. Big, powerful marking forwards, and both got some crumbing, crafty forwards. So I think West Coast will get up, but it'll definitely be a good game.
Yeah, well, there's some goal kickers in both teams, isn't there? Jenkins and also Kennedy. So, it'll be very interesting. All right, Sunday, June the 12th, St Kilda versus Carlton. Let's hear from St Kilda.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
That'll do, because they're not marching at the moment. Carlton.
We are the Navy Blues.
Whoa,
We are the
okay,
old
wow.
dark Navy Blues.
Thank God we're not basing the song on form. So, St Kilda versus Carlton. Carlton are looking pretty good. St Kilda, I'd say, they're pretty patchy. You know, they're all over the shop at the moment. I'd be thinking Carlton from my mind, but you boys know more than I do, so what do you reckon?
Yeah, they're the real surprise packet this year in the AFL. I guess Bolton down there has got them playing a great brand of footy, and just shows what a coach can do when you come in and new exciting environment and got the players up and about. So I think they'll get the win on the weekend. They're playing well at Etihad Stadium this year, so I'll tip them.
Good chocolates, yep.
Yeah, I think Rewald in doubt too. He's put up a bit sore from the weekend, so I don't think he'll get up and makes the job even harder. So I think the Blues will get up too.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that one. MCG on 3:20 on Sunday afternoon. It's Richmond versus the Gold Coast. Let's hear the Tigers song.
Away from Tigerland, a fighting fury. We're from
Passionately excited about that
Tigerland.
one. Let's go straight to the Gold Coast. Richmond versus Gold Coast. I don't have a lot to say. We've got you boys.
We're 14th v 15th this week, so I think it'll be a reasonable game. I think the Tigers will be too good in the end.
Yeah, I think we got Gold Coast at the wrong time of the year. When we played them, I think they won their first three and they lost 8 in a row. So something like that. But I think Richmond obviously at the G get up and hopefully Gold Coast can put in a good effort down in Melbourne. But I think Richmond will be too good.
Yeah, I don't have any more to say on that. Spotless Stadium, Sunday again. It's Giants versus Sydney. Let's hear the Giants song. I'm getting the chop from the producer down here. No Giants, that'll do for that. Sydney, let's go there, Sam.
Cheer, cheer the red and the white.
Like this. We've got a segment for you after this. Brilliant. Thank you very much. You'll be able to sing that very shortly. We've got a little segment that's right up your alley. We're going to do Giants v City. I reckon this could be a good game. I reckon this could be a very good game.
Yeah, this is another cracker this round. I think the Giants got them last year in round one up there at Spotless. So I think obviously both teams are going quite well. Sydney's got probably the most depth in the midfield in the AFL. But Giants are sort of clicking on all cylinders. And I think I'll tip them sort of in an upset, mini upset.
Yeah,
the
good.
Giants over
All right.
Sydney.
Yeah, I'll go the Swans, I think. I think just the class of their midfield, a little bit more experience in there and just bat a little bit deeper than the Giants. And I think a nice contested game, they'll be too good.
Yeah, there's some good on-ballers in both sides there too. Monday, June the 13th, it's at the MCG. You'll probably be familiar with this round. It's about motor neuron disease, which is Joe's uncle. But more importantly, it's Monday, June the 13th at the MCG, Melbourne versus Collingwood. Let's hear the Melbourne song.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you.
All right, thank you, Sam, and let's hear the Collingwood one. You guys going to start with this one? Oh, yeah. Woo.
Good old
Oh, yeah. You're all pumped. No, we got nothing there. All right. Melbourne versus Collingwood. Melbourne tend to have the wood over Collingwood for this game, and they have in previous encounters. So, what are your thoughts, boys?
Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, it's one of those big games. It draws a big crowd and a lot of attention. So it's probably, regardless of where the teams are, it's sort of you can get a little bit of an upset. And I think the D's will put up a good show, and I'm hoping that the D's will get up on a pretty special Monday afternoon.
Yeah, beautiful. Well said.
Yeah, I'll go with Joe there. I think I'll tip Melbourne here. They're showing a lot of promise this year.
Yep.
They obviously won 5 games already at 11, and I think that's a great sort of step forward for Paul Roos, and then obviously Simon Goodwin going forward. So I think I'll tip Melbourne.
Yep, good. All right, let's go back to Friday night, June the 10th. This is a game that you're all here to find out a little bit more about. You're playing Hawthorn. Let's hear that.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn.
No, not a lot of love there, Sam. Let's just hear this then. Let's get it out of the way. Let's hear the Bombers.
See the Bombers fly
Feel free to
up,
join in and sing any moment, boys.
to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game
Everyone join in.
are always striving for glory and fame. See the Bombers fly up. The other teams they don't fear. They all try their best, but they can't get near as the
Bombers fly up. All right, there you go. You've got it out of your system. Well done. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Not many people here, but he said there is. Basically, boys, we don't want to go into it in too much great detail. We just want to know how you're going to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a big game. It's our second and last game on a Friday night, this year. So
On the stage, yep.
Yeah, on the big stage, and obviously we love playing Friday night footy.
Yep.
So yeah, it's disappointing we've only got one more game to go on there, but yeah, I think we obviously want to bounce back from last week. It's been a short week for us, coming back from Perth on Sunday night, and sort of great freshen up for us this week going into Friday night. So yeah, they're obviously a challenging side. They're not playing as well as what they have in the past.
No.
This year they've won quite a few games by small margins, but in doing so, they know how to win games of footy. They've won all those three games early in the year by 3 points because they know how to win. So it's going to be tough for us, and hopefully we can put in a good performance, bouncing back from last week.
Too true.
Yeah, on Friday night.
I know that a lot of people are obviously not rating you guys to get out there. They've got 3 cabinets in the 3 trophies in the cabinet, and Essendon, have got the problems that they've had this year. If you wanted to suggestively say, hey man, we're in this, we're going out there to have a red hot crack, which you are obviously. Where do you think you can win the game?
Yeah, I mean it's something that we're definitely going to do. We're going to go out in the first quarter and really take it up to them. I think we had a fair old hit out yesterday morning, a good solid session, and the guys were really on. So we're going to bring a contested ball attitude and take it right up to their midfield, and hopefully from there we can play the game in our half, and it starts in that first quarter and really put it up to them early and go from there.
Good. All right. That's Essendon. All right. We give the boys a chance to get out there and give it a red hot crack, and that's what they're going to do. So anyway, that's our tips for, thank you very much. That's our tips for this weekend, round 12. Thank you very much for participating. Put your hands together for the boys.
That's good for footy. That's good for footy.
Beautiful. We're going to kick this one off. This is a segment that we call Where Everybody Knows Your Name.
Where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
All right, we've got Stewie down the front here. Stewie, who do you barrack for? North Melbourne. All right, we like that. Well done, mate. And we've got the lovely Rebecca. Rebecca, who do you barrack for? Essendon. Well done. All right, very nice. Just move in nice and tight, guys, like you know each other. Not that tight, that'll do. Keep a little bit of separation going on. It's a family show. What we're going to do here, this is a segment, as I said straight off the top, which is called Where Everybody Knows Your Name. Boys, if I can get you to test your buzzers, Joe, if you could pick that up and just place it on top of your microphone. Yep. All right, sharp little rooster. And David? All right, the cow. What you boys are going to be using those buzzers, and these two lovely people down the front here are going to be keeping score. The way this actual segment works is I'm going to be asking the boys, I'm going to be giving them actually, a nickname. And I want them to come up with the real name of who the player is. So it's pretty simple, all right? We ready to go, boys? Okay. Captain Blood. The Rooster.
Is that a Richmond legend, Jack Dyer?
It is a Richmond legend, Jack Dyer. That's one to you. Well done, Stewie. Well done, Joe. We're off and flying. Speaking of flying, the flying doormat.
Bruce Dool.
Bruce Jewell. Awesome.
Bruce
Jewell. There you go. Rebecca, that's you. You've got one. Yeah, she's already says, I've done it, Damien. I'm already there. Okay, Super Boot. No takers? Anyone? What about you, Stewie? No, he just got that for the flying doormat. That's why we've got you doing the paddles. Thanks for that, though, mate. Super Boot, Bernie Quinlan. Diesel. Oh, the cow.
Greg Williams.
Correct. Beautiful. Plugger. Oh, that was the cow.
Oh, Tony Lockett.
Yeah. Woosher. You want to get this?
John Wolf.
Yes. Beautiful. Well done. Tomahawk. I'll go the Rooster on that.
Tom Hawkins.
Beautiful. What are we looking at down there? He's got that one right, Stu. Yeah, 2. I think he's got 3 actually, mate. Ooh-wee. Yeah, 3. There we go. And Rebecca? Everything all right? Yeah, good. Okay. All right. Conan. Yeah. No takers? Gary Ayres. Oh, yeah, right. Hungry. The Rooster.
Kevin Barlow.
Excellent. 4 plays 3. Let's go for Fig Jam. Oh, yeah, Joe.
David Zaharakis.
Oh, he actually knows what Fig Jam stands for. No, not in this instance. It's Nathan Buckley. Nice go, though. Interesting. Yeah. We'll edit that out. How's that, David? All right, Fish.
Paul Salmon.
That's correct. He's got 5. We'll go one more and see how we go here. Pebbles. Pebbles. Going, gone. Pebbles, Anthony Rocker. The Chief.
Jason Dunstall.
There you go. Scores, please.
5.
All right, we'll go again. The Smiling Assassin. The Rooster.
Brad Johnson.
Correct. What are we sitting on? 6-4? That's it. That's got to be it. No, that's it. You've won, Stewie. Well done, Joe. Congratulations. That was nice and simple. That wasn't too hard. Rebecca, you haven't lost, all right? You just didn't come first, okay? Joe's got a runner-up gift pack for you from Nature B down there. And Stewie, you've got $300 worth of vouchers from That's Good for Footy. Thank you very much. Well done. Congratulations. That's it. Pass me those back up. That's yours, Rebecca. All right. This is a segment that we love. It's called Get Smart. All right, boys. Buzzer time again. Didn't know you were coming along to a quiz night, did you? You said it was just going to be a footy panel show, Damo. No. Here we go, boys. Sink your teeth into this. You ready, boys? Here we go. What did the 7 dwarves do for a job? Any takers?
Build stuff.
Build stuff. Well, sort of, but they were miners. Nice go though, guys. I mean, seriously. It was. Who was the first man to step onto the moon? That was the cow.
Lance Armstrong. Neil Armstrong. Neil.
Lance Armstrong.
We can edit that out, can't we? Neil.
We could.
He wasn't the first one either, was he?
Well, Lance actually was, but he got disqualified.
No, Neil.
And that's when Neil Neil actually
Neil.
took over. So
I said Neil
well done.
in the edits.
All right. Who was Captain Hook? No? No takers? Captain Hook was... Yeah.
Yeah, he's off Peter Pan, isn't he?
Yeah. He was really worried about answering that after the last answer. You're right, mate. That's exactly what he was. He was a fictional pirate. All right. Who was the first president of America? I'll go the cow there.
George Washington.
Yes! Fantastic. Nicholas, what's the score? 2 versus 2. Wow. That doesn't sound right. Where are we? 1 versus 2. Do you guys know what you're doing? Yeah? Okay. All right. So it's 2-1. We're flying along here. We'll be here till next week if we don't get this done. Name of... You right there, Dylan? All good? 2-0. 2-0. Can you flip it over? No, right. It is. Okay. All right. Thank you. Name 4 of the last Australian Prime Ministers up to and or including present. Oh, the rooster.
Malcolm Turnbull,
Yes, that's
Julia
1.
Gillard,
Yes, that's 2.
Kevin Rudd,
That's 3.
John Howard.
Oh, that's 4. All right, well done. That was brilliant. Excellent. What famous rock and roll band have these names as members? Wyman, Jones, Watts, and Richards. Rooster?
Rolling Stone,
Spot on. You've got it. Excellent. Name 4 of the 7 dwarves. Come on. Any takers? I only got to name 4 of them.
Sleepy, Happy.
Yep. That's 2.
Dopey.
Yep, that's 3. Come on. One more.
And Grumpy.
Hey! 3 versus 2. We're flying along now. In the Walt Disney story, whose nose grew when he told a lie? Hey, it's them. Kevin Rudd. Malcolm Turnbull. Take your pick, any politician. Who was it?
Pinocchio.
Very well done. Score check. 3 versus 3. Whoa, all right. If you sold a cow and grew a beanstalk, what would your name be?
Jack.
All right, would be Jack. Now we're getting it. Everyone's onto the case now. What Aboriginal term for watering hole is also known as an Australian clothing company?
Billabong.
Ah, yeah, it is.
How'd you get that one?
It's Rip Curl. So we're on 4 apiece. Oh, this is going down to the wire. Yeah, it is. It's cutthroat. What was the name of the cyclone that devastated Darwin in 1974?
Tracy.
Correct. We have a winner. How simple was that? Well done. Nicholas, you're our winner.
That's good for footy. That's good for footy.
Pretty simple. We're going to move into a segment called What Can I Say? This is a nice and simple one, boys. No buzzers, no contestants, no prizes. Just whatever you feel like saying. Basically, all you've got to say is whatever's on your mind. It'll be a one-word sentence, one word, or it can be a sentence. It can go on, but here we go. Joe Danaher enjoys. That's for you, Joe.
Sleeping.
Sleeping, all right.
That's very true.
Yeah. David Zaharakis will play.
What, sorry?
David Zaharakis will play.
We'll play... football? I don't know.
Football?
I don't know.
Anything else that'll do? No, that's fine.
Yeah.
The AFL deliberate out of bounds rule is, this is for both of you.
No comment.
All right. David? Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, all right. No, not.
With an asterisk.
Yeah, okay. A night grand final is?
Great.
Bad.
Great and bad. The shot clock is?
Shot clock. Oh, yeah, good. Very good.
Yeah.
Forgot that we even had a shot clock there.
Yeah.
Too short.
Too short? Too short.
Says the full forward over here.
Comes from a full forward. Yeah, okay. Essendon next year will finish.
Oh, we can't.
It's just whatever you feel like saying.
Higher than what we did this year.
All right, we'll take that.
We will, yeah.
Yeah, Joe?
First.
First. That's it. Get excited, everyone. The MCG is where we...
Where we play our best footy.
That'll do. Joe?
Where we'll win our next grand final.
You're making a lot of friends here tonight, I'll tell you. Travelling
Setting the
interstate
bar high.
is...
Okay.
Travelling interstate is...
Tiring.
Tiring?
Good.
Good. For reasons?
Bonding with teammates.
Bonding with teammates. Beautiful. Seamless.
He's a lovely man, isn't he?
Guy, isn't he? God, you just love that. Playing this year has been...
Fun.
Good.
A lot of learning.
A lot of learning. There you go. 2 really good answers. I love it. Winning a grand final, I reckon, is...
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, sensational, amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Thrilling.
Around the corner.
He's crafty with his
Yeah,
answers.
he's doing well, isn't he? Yeah. The coaches.
Mysterious. He is.
Okay.
Nice.
You're in, mate. It's okay. You'll be playing. Good Friday football is...
Interesting.
Interesting.
A must-have.
A must-have. Yeah, I agree. The deliberate rush behind rule is...
Needed.
Needed.
That's it. It's pretty simple. That's just a segment that we call What Can I Say? Thanks, boys. Here we go. Knowing me, knowing you.
Knowing me, knowing you.
Come in a little bit tighter, you two. Mandy, come in a little bit tighter. There you go. Both face that way. This is a segment that we call Knowing Me, Knowing You. I'm going to ask these two boys, I'm going to ask them 10 questions about each other. The only way that we're going to find out the answer is through them giving a truthful answer. All right? So they're going to give the answers. You two are going to keep score down the front just to see how they go, all right? So here we go. We're going to start with you first, David, and I'm going to ask you 10 questions, and I'm going to ask you the same 10 questions. Okay, Joe? Mm-hmm. What is his age?
22.
Joe?
Correct.
There you go. Score 1. What is his birth date? Month and year will do.
It was he turned a couple of months ago, it was. I guess March. And 22, so mathematically 94.
Correct.
Correct. Excellent. All right. Do you know where he was born? I'll take city, town, or state.
Oh, city, we're in Melbourne.
How about I take just town?
Town. Oh, hospitals everywhere. Essendon.
Essendon?
West Melbourne.
West Melbourne. Semi-close. Do you know his middle name?
William?
Correct.
Oh, all right. What sort of musical genre does he like?
He likes alternative, like guitar music, alternative.
Alternative?
Yeah.
Correct.
Would that be under the guise of Triple J or
Yes.
that sort of thing? Okay, in that vein? Okay. Who did he barrack for growing up?
Essendon.
Essendon, correct. Flip him over, Mandy. You've got that on rotation. Well done. What is one of his favourite meals?
Meals. Oh no, you stumped me here. Nah.
No?
I don't know. Pasta.
Pasta? Joe?
Nah.
No. All right, there you go.
No.
What is his girlfriend or wife's name?
Adele.
Adele?
Correct.
Correct. Wonderful. Wouldn't want to get that one wrong. Especially not you, Joe. How many brothers or sisters does he have?
He has Darcy. One brother, one sister.
2 brothers.
Oh. How many goals has he kicked in his career to date? Set it off the top.
Did you?
Hey!
80.
Yeah, correct. Thanks, Brad. Well done, mate. All right, it's over to you. Next 10 questions are over to you, Joe. All right, same 10 questions. What is his age?
25.
26.
Bad luck. What is his birth date, month and year we'll do?
October.
No.
No interest in his teammates over here.
Yeah, you won't be getting that. That invitation's lost in the mail. Do you know where he was born? I'll take... I'm going to... No. Well, I have to give you the same, but I'll take town. Do you know where he was born? I'll take town.
It's now a hotel.
That's you.
It's now apartments.
No.
No? No can do?
Preston.
Pass? Preston. All right. Do you know his middle name?
Do you have a middle name?
Have you got a middle name?
Yes.
And it's not blank.
Andrew.
John.
John. That was one of the disciples. What sort of musical genre does he like?
Pop.
Pop.
Classics.
Classic. Classic. How's that score going down there?
0.
Wow. All right. And Mandy, he finished with 7. Okay. I think he might have 1. Yeah. Did he? Yeah. Here we go. What team did he barrack for growing up?
Bombers.
Yep, correct.
Yep, correct.
Yay, flip it over. Get excited, everyone. Put your hands together. That's a huge score. What is one of his favourite meals?
Ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah, but I don't eat them anymore.
Uh,
So not anymore.
Might have been once upon a time.
I know. I don't eat them anymore.
You knew that when I was at question 2. Yeah, no, all right. What is it, David?
It'd be pasta.
Pasta. Okay, yeah. Good Italian boy.
Yeah. I used to eat ribs, but not anymore.
No. Ribs on the run. Used to love them.
They were long top there. Yeah.
What is his girlfriend or wife's name?
I don't have time to name all of them.
I reckon that's turn it over. Yeah, that's a point. That'll do. How many brothers or sisters does he have?
Older sister. And
It's like you're looking in through his ear going,
I only got 2 older sisters.
2 sisters, yeah, correct.
2 sisters, all right, you got that one. And last one, how many goals has he kicked in his career to date?
101.
Yep.
He got it. Well done. Score check. 4 versus 7, we have a winner. Mandy, it's you. David, it was you. Congratulations, boys. Thanks for playing. Awesome.
That's good for footy. That's good for footy.
Now, I just want to go through a little bit of housekeeping with you. We're going to finish off the show now. I just want to ask you, have you had a good time? Those guys up the back are going, no shit, no, and I'll never be coming again. But we're just glad that you did come along. I want to just talk to you. We've got a great competition running this year. It's by one of our great sponsors called the Big Picture People. If you're interested, have a look in your booklets. It's towards the end of the back pages. They're giving it away an $11,000 home theatre surround sound package with a giant 3-metre screen this year. All you got to do is go onto their page, enter, and you get it. I mean, simple as that. You're in the draw. Someone's going to get to win it, and you'll get it delivered to your house on Grand Final Day. Pretty simple. For those of you that are watching at home, here's how you enter. Thanks to the Big Picture People, we have the chance to win a home cinema sports pack valued at over $11,000. You can enjoy big sports, movies, concerts, and even video games on a big 3-metre screen with thunderous surround sound. This home cinema pack is courtesy of the Big Picture People. To enter, simply log on to bigpicturepeople.com.au/good-for-footy. Terms and conditions are on the page. Good luck to everyone, and thanks to the Big Picture People, the experts in home cinema. All right, upcoming shows. We've got some huge shows coming up. June the 15th, we've got Western Bulldogs, Jake Stringer and Lukey Dalhouse. That's at the Mount Erica Hotel in Paran. On June the 22nd, St Kilda's David Armitage and Sam Fisher from the Clayton Bowls Club. June the 29th, Collingwood's Dane Swan and Jamie Elliott. That's a free show at the Village Green Hotel. On July the 6th, we've got a Richmond show at the Mount Erica Hotel in Paran. On July the 13th, a Melbourne show at the Mount Erica Hotel in Paran. July the 20th, we've got a Hawthorn show at the Burvale Hotel in Nunawading. And on July the 27th, we're heading down the highway down to Geelong to the Barwon Club Hotel for a Geelong show. So if you want to get onto any of these shows, it's pretty simple. I'll go about that now. Every Wednesday night, we bring you these shows live. As that guy gets up and walks in front of my camera shot. Every Wednesday night we bring you these shows live from venues all across Melbourne. If you ever want to attend them, all you've got to do is go through to that'sgoodforfooty.com.au, go to the register section, register your name, you'll receive a confirmation email, nominate the show that you'd like to attend and the tickets you want. Your name will be put on the door and it's as simple as that. If you'd like to follow us, pretty simple, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we're all there. You've been watching the That's Good for Footy panel shows. Basically, thanks for coming along tonight. Without you guys, these shows aren't possible. Without these guys, they're definitely not possible because you wouldn't be coming. So, yeah, if you can put your hands together for David Zaharakis, Joe Danaher from the Essendon Football Club. Thanks very much for appearing to both of you tonight. I wish you all the best with your game on Friday night against the Hawks. Go out and slay them. I wish that everything goes well for you. Thanks to everyone that attended tonight. Thanks to my production crew, to Christy, to Joe, to Sam on audio, also to Andrew. That is wonderful to have you guys part of it. Can you please now put your hands together for everything that has happened tonight? If you've enjoyed the show, show us that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. My name's Damien. Get the chance, go over and see Sandy on the red carpet. My name's Damien, as I said. Thanks for watching. This has been That's Good for Footy panel show. See you next time. Cheers.
We're here at the Shopping Town Hotel in Doncaster and we've just had two of the finest from the Essendon Football Club, Joe Danaher and David Zaharakis. And now I'm just going to ask people what they thought of the show. David, welcome back to our show. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great. It's always fun to interact with the fans and see what they want to do up on stage and sing the song and all that kind of stuff. So it's a fun Wednesday night and I'm sure they enjoy the show.
Three mates on a couch in your lounge room, isn't it?
That's exactly right, and that's the appeal of it. And me and David had a great night tonight.
I would recommend this to all my friends. I'm going to tweet about this on Facebook and Twitter. Definitely think this is a great experience.
Congratulations, Madalena. That's what happens when you come to That's Good for Footy panel show. You absolutely clean up with prizes.
That's right, Sandy. I bought my raffle tickets and I won first and second prize in the draw.
You can certainly let your hair down. Now, sorry, I'm just on the chair at your level tonight because every time we're on television together, you only get this much of my head.
We got it perfect. We sorted it out.
Makes this show so different.
Just the interaction, getting to meet the players face to face, one on one, was really, really worth it. It's good.
What do you think of Damien hosting at all the new segments?
Yeah, it's good. Damo's he's great on the mic. It's definitely something new. Obviously, you didn't do it last time, but he was great. Smooth talker, Damien. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, that's good for footy.
Because you've been watching That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy.
That's good for footy.
You've been watching That's Good for Footy.
You've been watching That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy.
That's good for footy.
You've been watching That's Good for Footy.
You've been watching That's Good for Footy.
So there you have it. They've had their say and now I'm going to have mine. This has been That's Good for Footy panel shows. My name is Sandy. Thank you and good night.
Want more information about the shows? Then log on to the That's Good for Footy website at www.that'sgoodforfooty.com.au. Here you'll find venue dates and lineup, photo gallery, register to win section, competitions, ticket sales and heaps more.